Joining the debate tonight, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Also joining me this evening, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Ameek Jamai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst. But my first question goes to Congress supporter Tehseen Poonawalla. And Tehseen Poonawalla, it's the worst kept secret. They write a paper on Dalit rights and Rahul Gandhi jumps in here to say jitni abadi utna haq, do a caste census. Rahul Gandhi literally parrots the lines of George Soros and says that democracy is in danger in India. George Soros raises the question of Adani links with Modi. Rahul Gandhi follows suit. All this a mere coincidence, Tehseen Poonawalla, or has the worst kept secret just been uncovered?
Extremely grateful, Navika ma'am, for having me on the show. Good evening to you, to all my fellow panelists, and to all your viewers. Obviously, the show and questions are against the leader of opposition, and I would make the following submissions. Let's now take the period of 2024, is what you are alluding to, or 2019, the previous elections. So let's now stick to 2024. Ma'am, when you began the show, you spoke about the USAID funding in the UPA era being a certain height, which dropped to $1.51 million during Prime Minister Modi's NDA era. But what you have missed, and what the Times Now viewers should know, is actually post-2020, the funding increased, not to the government, but to NGOs. Because surely, if this conspiracy that is being put across is true, that money cannot come to Prime Minister Modi to defeat Prime Minister Modi. So that money has come through NGOs to defeat Prime Minister Modi. Now let's play the devil's advocate and accept that money came in. And that goes with the data that the funding has been highest since Prime Minister Modi took over, particularly since 2020. So what was the Prime Minister of India doing? Funding was coming into India, and the Prime Minister and the entire government of India, the IB, RAW, Ajit Dovalji, Amit Shahji, everybody were clueless like a deer in front of headlights. They didn't know this funding was coming on across India. Does that then give credence to what the opposition says that, listen, sometimes elections may not be free and fair? Because we have been told by the BJP, elections in India are absolutely free and fair. They cannot be manipulated. And so has Rajiv Kumarji, the very good CEC, often in his Shairi said that, and on all debates we've been told that. So was the Election Commission allowing elections to be manipulated? Now let's go to the third question. If this money is coming for increasing voter turnout, your perception, ma'am, has been for Dalit turnout, is it then the government submission that they were suppressing Dalit fellow citizens from coming and voting, and therefore Prime Minister Modi did not get a majority? Now that Prime Minister Modi should answer. I have two questions for President Trump. Now most of this funding also in the USAID records, and what coincides with what Mike Pence said, happened in 2019. If it happened from 2016 to 2020, and 2019 is what Mike Pence is talking about, who was the president of the United States of America? President Donald Trump, who the Times Now viewers are now seeing on the screen. Now let us go to the previous general elections, 2014. And this is where I firmly believe that foreign money did come into India to make the IAC movement the hit that it was, to change the government. Is that the election that is being talked about, 2013? Because there was a regime change. The UPA went out of power and the NDA came in. We also know certain political parties were funded to stop the nuclear deal in 2008. So let's talk about that funding then. And therefore, I agree with what Jairam Ramesh says, that we should have a paper, not a white paper, but a black paper. But the first question is to the incompetent government. If money is coming after 2020, are they responsible or no?
Well, long intervention by you, Tehseen Poonawalla, but you haven't answered the question. Is it a coincidence that Rahul Gandhi parrots George Soros? No response on that. Is it a coincidence that time and again allegations of Cambridge Analytica changing the narrative in India, all of them come and stop at the Congress's doorstep? Why, Pradeep Bhandari? Is the Congress today completely exposed?
Well, Navika ji, there's a famous saying that once is happenstance, second, twice it's coincidence, and thrice if it repeats, it's enemy action. Let me begin my argument by playing the Times Now interview which you took before the Lok Sabha election with the Honorable Prime Minister, where the Honorable Prime Minister had flagged how many individuals across the world were trying to influence the Indian electoral process. The word he used was influence. It was not mere an opinion. The government was cognizant. My dear friend Tehseen asked, what was the government doing? The government has cancelled licenses of more than 20,000 NGOs which were involved in illegal activities. Now let me come to the core of the argument. The core of the argument is that the United States of America president, who is no longer a private individual, his word is that of the government of United States of America, says, and I quote, why do we need to spend $21 million, that is 180 crore on voter turnout in India? I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. We have got to tell the Indian government. So he will reveal the facts, but what he's saying that $21 million of funding was there for Mr. Rahul Gandhi's election, which was against the Indian democratic process and against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Has this happened only first time? Mr. Gandhi in the past has said that he wants to fight the Indian state. Mr. Gandhi has spoken to Nicholas Byrne that what is the United States of America doing? Why is it not interfering in the Indian democratic process? Mr. Rahul Gandhi has also said in London that what is Europe doing? Why is it not looking at the Indian democracy? What is Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying is exactly what the deep state has said. George Soros said that he wants to remove Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India. Rahul Gandhi echoes the views. George Soros supports Hindenburg. Rahul Gandhi echoes Hindenburg despite the Supreme Court saying that allegations were fake. Rahul Gandhi and all the other individuals were involved in Cambridge Analytica. Rahul Gandhi has still not given a clarification to it. Rahul Gandhi signs a secret MOU with the Chinese. The nation does not know what were the details of the secret MOU. So when Mr. Gandhi is not able to get the democratic trust of the country, why is he going against the unity and integrity of India by trying to tie up with powers which do not want a strong India? And this is, Tehseen is also aware that it is not a mere coincidence that it is happening. We've seen across the world how nations try to influence. We've seen what has happened in Bangladesh. So do not trivialize the matter. Answer why repeatedly Mr. Rahul Gandhi speaks the same language of George Soros, speaks the same language of the deep state. That is the large argument. And